Hey there, I'm Michael from KodeKloud. Welcome to this lesson from our AWS Cloud Practitioner certification course. In this video, we'll help you build a strong foundation in cloud computing with AWS. So if you want to learn more or go deeper, check out the full course details below, and let's get started.
In this video, we're going to take a look at the AWS Console. So the AWS Console is a web application that you use to interact with AWS. So it's going to give you a nice graphical user interface where you can go through, click what you want, create resources, all with a nice visual interface. So if you go to aws.amazon.com/console, it's going to take you to this page, and then we can just go ahead and select sign in. And this is also going to be the same page where you actually register as well, but I've already got an account, so I'm going to sign in. And here you're just going to provide your login details. So once you log in, you're going to see the console homepage. And the homepage just kind of has some high-level information about your account. And they've got these little widgets to give you like a bird's eye view of your account. So it includes things like what is the most recently visited services that you've used, so that you can automatically have these links here so you can take a look at them. Down here, we've got health information, and we've also got a nice cost and usage estimator. So it says right now, we've spent $0. We're estimated to spend $2.94 by the end of the month. Last month, we spent $2.04. And these are all just little mini widgets that you can customize by selecting add widgets. But if we go to the top right, this is going to be right here is where it says main. This is the name of my AWS account. So when you sign up and register for AWS, it's going to ask you to give it some name for your account. I just happen to call it main, so that's what it shows right here. If we select this dropdown, there's going to be some information about our account here. So this is our account ID. So this is the ID that's associated with our specific account. So if you ever need that, just select the dropdown at the top right. And then we're going to have a couple of links to really account-specific configuration. So this is going to be the account page where we specify like a lot of our billing information, our contact information. We've also got a billing dashboard, security, credentials, as well as just overall settings for our account. But if we go to account here, and we take a look at the different options, right? So we've got account settings, we've got contact information, payment currency, any alternate contacts, and we can take a look at the different AWS regions that are enabled for our specific account. So you can enable and disable these as you'd like. And if we go up to the top here, you can see your payments. You can take a look at your credit card information that you've inputted, so you can change that. There's a cost explorer. You can define budgets here as well, and savings plans. So really, a lot of the account-specific information is usually going to be in one of the links down here. So if you ever need to change something with your account, it's usually going to be in one of these specific pages. The next thing I want to show you guys is this little block right here. So this dropdown says global. And if I select this dropdown, you can see a list of different regions, and they're all grayed out here. But this setting right here tells you what region you're working in. So anytime you are operating with AWS, there's this concept called regions, and we haven't covered this yet, but it'll be covered in the next section. But regions just define where you want to deploy your resources. So if you want a server to be deployed, you have to tell AWS, where do you want it to be deployed? Do you want it to be deployed in Australia? Do you want it to be deployed somewhere in the US? And you would specify the region that you'd like to deploy in by clicking on the specific region here. Now this says global right now, but that's because we're working on our account settings page. So that's not really specific to any region. That's just global configuration. It's not tied to a region. But if I go back here and I go back to my home page, now it says Northern Virginia. So this is my default region. So right now, since it's selected as Northern Virginia, US East 1, anytime I deploy resources, it's going to deploy it onto a data center within that specific region. So within Northern Virginia, which is located in the US for any international users. So if I go to EC2, which is how you deploy a virtual machine onto AWS, and I have this selected as Northern Virginia, when I launch an instance, it's going to deploy it in Northern Virginia. So you always have to be paying attention to what region you're in, so that you don't accidentally deploy your region to the wrong site. So always select your specific region that you want to deploy your application to. So if I want to deploy to Europe, I'm going to select that. And then once it changes to that, we're then going to launch our instance. And so that's how you make sure your resources are deployed into the correct location. Now, as we were taking a look at the account settings page, remember that it said global at that time. That's not going to be the only time where you'll see global there. There are some AWS services that are in fact global as well. So if I search for a service called S3, now I know that S3 is a global service. So when you go to the S3 page, you're going to see that it's going to say global, and you won't be able to specify a region. And that's to be expected because this is a global service. There are some services that are global that are not specific to a region. S3 happens to be one of them. But if you are using a resource or deploying a service that's region specific, then you do have to specify it. So if you do see global, remember that's normal. It doesn't mean anything's broken just because it's grayed out. It just means you're working with a service that's global and not specific to one specific region. But the gist of working with the console is you just search for the specific service you want. So if you want to work with the EC2, you just select that service within the console. It's going to take you to the console page for that specific service, and then you just launch and deploy whatever service you're interested in seeing. And you'll see all of the different options on the left side. So if I want to create a server, I could just select Launch Instance, and then it's going to take me to the window and actually walk me through deploying a EC2 instance onto AWS. And so that's the whole idea of the console, is that it's just a nice web UI for us to interact with AWS. We're not using a CLI, we're not using a code, it's just using a traditional GUI. So you're going to have to go around clicking all of the different options and settings that you would ultimately like.
If you're ready to take your cloud skills to the next level, don't miss our complete AWS Cloud Practitioner certification course on KodeKloud. With hands-on labs, interactive games, and all the guidance you need to ace the exam, you'll be well on your way to certification. So click the link below to join the course today.